Picture this. A teenager is driving home from school and another car driven by a man with a suspended license merges into his lane and hits him. There's a little confusion, but it seems like both cars are going to pull over. They exchange some words through the windows, and then when the teenager pulls over, the other car just leaves the scene. The teenager stayed put, called his dad, asked his dad what he was supposed to do, and his dad verified that there was no damage to the teenager's car and told him that he should just go home and not worry about it. Meanwhile, the other driver, knowing that he's in trouble with a suspended license, pulls over once he's out of view of the teenager. They switch drivers and the passenger calls the cops, and she says that the teenager is the one who left the scene. Imagine that. You can't trust the actions of somebody who just fled the scene of an accident. So the teenager goes home, not thinking much of it, but shortly thereafter, Florida Highway Patrol, the state trooper, shows up knocking on the door, and he will not listen to a word that the teenager says. Ends up getting arrested for leaving the scene of an accident. Let's talk about the law. In Florida, leaving the scene of an accident is a crime. It has varying levels of punishment depending on whether there's injuries. Here's the breakdown of the potential penalties with a hit-and-run accident. If there's only property damage involved, leaving the scene of an accident is a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable by a maximum of 60 days in the county jail or 6 months probation. If there's injuries, though, and who's to say that the driver who fled the scene, even though there was no damage to your vehicle, isn't going to claim afterwards that there were some kind of injuries, you could be charged with a felony. Leaving the scene of an accident involving injuries is a felony, punishable by 5 years state prison. And if there's serious bodily injuries or fatalities, it's a first-degree felony, punishable by up to 30 years in state prison. You can end up in some serious legal trouble where you're looking at time in jail, a lost license, and a ton of legal fees. Remember, the first one to call the cops is almost always labeled the victim. It's very hard to come back from that. So if you're ever in an accident and the other driver leaves, even if there's no damage to your car, make sure you pull over and call the cops. Keep yourself safe. Stay informed, stay out of trouble. Like and subscribe for more criminal defense content.